Thank you, Neil. All right, now on your feet at 4 for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. Think about that, 2020. SNAP recipients will not be receiving emergency allotments. And the thing is, that leaves some people to fill in the gaps and make do without the extra assistance that they may still need.
Yeah, it's given a lot of families anxiety as they've really become to lean on those benefits. And now we're trying to figure out how they're doing without them. Our Isabel Lawrence looked into this today, and she's learning more about those impacts. She joins us now on the set of What's New. Isabel, good afternoon to you. What did you learn?
Good afternoon. Well, Jay and Christy, you said it there, right? Quite an adjustment for a lot of families to make here. Throughout the pandemic, people who qualified for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, essentially received extra money to fight food insecurity. And that extra money typically arrived at the end of the month, so right about now. But this month is the first without since 2020. SNAP recipients will still get their base allotment, just not that additional emergency allotment. And that additional resource made a big difference. According to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, an average senior could have received a maximum allotment of $281 per month during COVID between their base allotment and the emergency allotment. But I was told today those seniors are back down to their base of $23 a month. Also, obviously, just quite a difference in what people were receiving through the pandemic versus what they are seeing now, back to that original base allotment they were receiving beforehand.
$23? That's it?
Yeah, for a lot of seniors.
It's very tough.
Yeah, I can't get, what, a few days worth of food maybe with that at that point? But
yeah, this is one of the many financial resources that some may have, but others that are on that super fixed income, that might make the difference between eating and not.
And is there a good gauge of how many people are food insecure in our community specifically?
Yeah, Christy, so it's a pretty alarming number if you look at it. According to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, it's 1 in 5 people in Cuyahoga County might not know when their next meal is coming from. And in Cleveland, that narrows down to 1 in 3 people. Now, the food bank tells me they are anticipating an increase in demand based on what they've seen from other food banks in states that ended those emergency allotments earlier. And they know, of course, this need is there.
What we have seen is an increase from March of 2022 to March of this year. We've actually seen about a 10% increase of just overall people served throughout our feeding partner network.
Well, the food bank is preparing, working with partners to increase different distribution efforts throughout Northeast Ohio here. And of course, if you need assistance, they encourage you to call. They have a hotline number. And remember, there are also other resources in our community like 211 and a myriad of other groups that can be there to kind of help fill in some of those gaps for folks.
Wow.
Also, I spent some time there last year. If you have some extra time on your hands and you want to volunteer, the food bank is always in need of folks to help bring in all of the canned goods and items that are donated, help separate them. It all adds up. So if you've got a couple hours and you want to help, of course, writing a check is always great, but if you can't do that and you can give time, do that, please. Isabel, thanks.
Thanks, Isabel.